Check it out. So I was watching Cameron and Mace podcast, and Cameron was talking about how if you got a girlfriend right now, this is like the worst climate to have a girlfriend or to be thinking about getting married. And I was like, damn, I can't even really disagree because it's just like cheating season is activated. Everybody prioritizing self and everybody out here doing their own thing. It don't matter if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever. It don't even matter. Like, it ain't even, you don't even have no love songs or no real R&B music circulating. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, and then it's summertime too now. Like, man, hot girl summer, hot boy summer, whatever you want to call it, is activated. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody doing their thing. Like ain't nothing but a bunch of lying and finessing and sneaking and creeping going on. Like I ain't gonna even lie to you, myself. A lot of the women that I see, I'm to my, I don't trust them far as I can see them, and that's just what it is. I'm sorry, that trust got to be earned. But after watching Cameron, I didn't watch the whole podcast. It was a short actually, but it was real funny. Like talking about how you see a dude with a female, like, oh, that's your girl now. Like, hope you know where she come from. Hope you know what she was doing a month, 2 months ago. Because you don't shake them bad habits that fast. But it is what it is. But that has me thinking about, you know, my life and things I see and things that I've been through. And it led me to think about how women tend to forgive men for cheating a whole lot. But you never hear too many stories about men forgiving women for cheating. Because men, we suffer in the dark. We ain't gonna too much tell nobody. We'll tell it our close friends, but you ain't gonna really hear too much about that. Man, we don't do all that. We don't put these women business on Front Street like they do us, which is one of the biggest reasons why they get to trash us and dog us the way they do. And we probably should leak a little bit more of their dirty laundry so other men and women and other people can realize, like, yeah, this is a 50-50 cheating game. Like, men and women, they both doing the same thing. And sometimes one may be a little dirtier than the other, and definitely a little sneakier than the other, if you know what I mean, women. So, so, I was dealing with a young lady. We were together for several years, often off and on. One of those toxic loves. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. One of those toxic loves with a big age difference. So this we disagreed a lot and bumped heads a lot, but it was at a time when I was battling with depression. I had lost my dad. I had lost my grandmother, and there was some serious things going on with my daughter. Some serious allegations that I may talk about another time. It's a little personal, but so I won't bring it up today. But I'm real transparent with y'all. So I don't have much to hide. We human beings. We all go through things, and the information that we share, I believe that it helps. It helps strengthen one another, and also helps us to get it out, to kind of exercise. Kind of therapy. It's kind of therapeutic to talk about it. But so at that time, when all that was going on, I guess the young lady that I was dealing with, she had met a guy at her job, and they had started having I guess a dialogue. I don't know really the specifics, but I started getting all these signs that she was cheating. Now, keep in mind, I'm battling depression at the same time, so I really could care less. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I had kind of checked out, and I had kind of told her like maybe it'd be a good idea for us to go our separate ways. But we hadn't actually went our separate ways. We were still living together, still sleeping in the same bed together, and things like that. So so I go to sleep one night. Well, I call her one night. Um, she's supposed to be spending the weekend with one of her friends. That's definitely a red flag already, right? But like I said, I was kind of mentally checked out, but at the same time, I'll say it was like a 80% check out. But then that 20% jealousy was still there. That 20% of holding on was still there. I can be transparent with y'all about that. And so I called her. No, I texted her, and I said something to her, and I could tell it rubbed her the wrong way, and that instantly let me know she's dealing with another man. Yeah, she's definitely dealing with another man because she replied so angrily, like I was so like me saying what I said was so wrong and just so in her business and in her mix, like she really wanted to say, nigga, get out of my business. I'm doing me. You know what I'm saying? But women, they ain't not gonna women lack accountability, they not gonna tell you nothing. And let me get deep into the story. Get more into the story. So time went by. I go and check in the closet. There's a bag with brand new underwear in it. I, that was my second clue. My third clue was I go to sleep one night, and I'm a spiritual person. I have a relationship with God. I pray. I ask God to reveal things to me and show me who needs to be in my life. Show me who doesn't need to be in my life. Um, Amongst other discussions and other things I talk to God about when I pray and other things that I ask for. So I had a dream, and it was just and it was, and I'm not saying this is God, but it was definitely a spiritual type of dream. And the dream it was showing me her as like a demon, almost like a serpent, and it told me she was asleep next to me, and it said, "You should get up and beat the you know what out of her because she's a dirty, low down, cheating bitch." It was that clear. It was so clear. It was so clear. So I woke up. I was so disturbed. And remember, and keep in mind, I'm battling a lot of things at this time. I'm going through a lot of things, but I'm still functional. I'm still making money. My business is successful. I'm breeding dogs. Everything is going well, but everything in my life is not going well. My personal life isn't going well at all. Everything else is going pretty well. I'm very independent. I got good things going. I'm like, man, the future looks great. But life comes and hits you all at one time. You're going through things with family, you lose loved ones, and you're sort of alienating yourself from your partner, from the person that you're in a relationship with, and they choose, and instead of them choosing to help you heal and choosing to go through the struggle with you, their emotional immaturity and their lack of self confidence leads them into the arms of another man, right? Into the bed of another man. So I told her about the dream I had, which I shouldn't have, but I did. And on her way to work, this how you know the lack of emotional maturity level. This how you can tell that there was a lack of emotional maturity. Instead of her telling me face to face or having to sitting me down having a conversation with me, she sends me a text message and tells me that she cheated. And I'm like, wow. And let me rewind. She came home one night, um, a few nights before, or maybe a week before, and I could tell she was a little intoxicated, and she was singing that Rihanna song. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be the reason why. Every time I walk out the door, and the song talks about, uh, seeing him die a little more inside. And women are so egotistical. Like, you don't even know, baby girl. I had checked the fuck out. So you doing all that was just signs. And every little sign, I knew what was going on. And I really didn't give a damn. I swear, like I really didn't care at all. I had really checked out because I was going through my own stuff. But I wanted to have this conversation because you don't hear about the stories where men forgive women for cheating. So as I started to heal and I started to feel better again, we started to talk about things. And I told her, I said, I think I still want to make it work. I always been the kind of man that goes against the grain. We had been together for a long time. And, um, and though I wanted to move on and just be alone or maybe start something new with somebody else, I didn't really know what I wanted. But I do know I did want to move on away from that situation. But something said, it's love. Y'all been together for all these years. You know, there's still some substance there. There's still a lot of fireworks there. Y'all have a great connection in bed, man. Sexual connections, man, can have you in a relationship forever. So you got to be careful with those. You got to be careful with those sexual connections, you know. And at the time when she cheated, I had cut off sex. I just wasn't interested. I wasn't interested in her. I just wanted something different. I wanted to be happy. You know, I wanted to be joyful. You know, I ain't gonna say happy because when you're looking to be happy, you're waiting on something to happen. Joy you carry in your heart. Happiness, happy, you're waiting on something to happen. I don't want to wait on nothing to happen. I want to be joyful just because I wake up in the morning. I want to be joyful just because I have life and just because God has put breath in my body. I want to live a joyful life, you know, even smiling through the bad times and the rough times. So so as a man, I tried my best. I tried my best to forgive, I'm telling you. But I don't think I ever truly forgave. Or maybe it's just the way it works when somebody betrays you, right? Maybe it's just the way it happens. And like I said, I had kind of checked out, but the for me, the worst part of the cheating is the building part. The physical part, that's kind of like the cap on that's kind of like the icing on the cake. But you've already communicated and opened yourself up to this person. So the emotional cheating has already started. And I think that's really the worst part. Because I'm jealous when it comes to that. You know, I'm real selfish when it comes to that. Like, what? You really gave somebody else the time you should have been giving it to me while I was over here paying these bills and looking out for you when you were going through it and struggling and helping you with this and helping you with that. So it kind of feels like you're being made a fool of, you know? So it hits you different. Hits so different when you're going through that. And I think cheating, healing, going through a healing journey from cheating or being cheated on as a man is totally different from what a woman goes through. I really do believe so because when I tell you from the day that happened, and it's crazy because you feel like you're a prisoner to the person that person cheated with, right? You feel like you're a prisoner because every single day of your life, no matter whether you're having a good day or a bad day, you think about that person, not the partner, not your lady, no person that you're with. You think about the person that they cheated with, and you begin to question yourself and question your value. What is it about that person that was so better than me? What was it about that person that they were able to get my spot? They were able to put my shoes on. You know what I mean? They were able to dip in my Kool-Aid and take a scoop out my ice cream. You know? But what we have to understand is that you don't have ownership over a person. You can have influence over a person, but you don't have ownership over a person. The only thing you own your own feelings, your own emotions, you own your own morals. You know, so you got to stay true to yourself through those situations. If you feel like you want to forgive and you want to go through that, just know you're going to go through something if you choose to forgive, especially as a man, because we have egos. When I tell you we have egos, one day you want to get the nastiest revenge, man. When I tell you, I've reached out to that dude's girlfriend. I inboxed her, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get his chick. I'm gonna hit that nigga where it hurt. Even though he didn't owe me no loyalty, but still, the nigga, the dude knew I existed. So I just wanted to get him. And his chick wasn't even really attractive, like, to be honest with you. She had a cute face, but she wasn't attractive at all. Like, but still, I was like, I'm gonna get this nigga. So tell me why I'm inboxing her and she's inboxing me back. She's talking to me, so I'm thinking, okay, I got her good. Let me turn it up. So I exchanged numbers with her or whatever. And one day my phone rings, and I didn't answer. And so the person sent a text, and I said, "Who is this?" And they said, "You told me to call you." I said, "Oh, this old girl." Why I called the number back? It's her dude. It is her dude. So this cheating nigga, this dirty nigga, cheating on his girl with my girl cheating on me with him. This dirty nigga, so filthy that he's monitoring his girl's Facebook because he's trying to see what she's doing. He's wondering what she's doing. So he sees my messages and calls me. Oh man, that was a hell of a conversation. Man, I wish I could play it back for y'all. It was funny, but we kept it gentlemanly. You know, we kept it gentlemanly. We talked to each other like men, and it was brief, and it wasn't no airing out each other's dirty laundry or doing no, it wasn't no shit. You know what I mean? It wasn't no if. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no F shit. You know what I'm saying? We just talked to each other like men, kept it respectful. I told him, man, I'm not finna do all no bunch of hooting and no hollering and none of that. You know what I'm saying? It was quick, real quick and done with and over with. But when you choose to forgive a person for that, you better understand, man, unless you the strongest person in this world, you gonna think about that person every day. You almost gonna be a prisoner to that person if you don't take the first step to start healing. And that taught me something very valuable. They already say as a man, you never forgive a woman for cheating because once a woman steps out, she is truly now that man's. She's just about that man's property, or she's like a free bird. She's free to go. Like everything in her is fleed from you because it takes a lot for a woman to build up enough inside of them to actually take their clothes off and go lay up with another man, right? And they always say it only happens once, but do we ever truly believe that? I know I don't. But it is what it is. I don't know how y'all feel, but everybody always says they cheated once, or they were drunk, or it just happened once, it'll never happen again. And I learned from my mistake, and I saw her change so much after that. She was very apologetic. We kept our relationship going, and the steam came back, the fire kept burning, and it seemed like we were gonna be together and things were gonna work. But I do believe, because her and I, we didn't share the same we don't share the same we share the same belief in God, but we don't share the same journey, right? Our journey isn't equally yoked. She has a way that she wants to see her journey with God, and I have a way of seeing my journey with God. I feel like my relationship with God is my relationship with God. So I don't need any critiques. I don't want to hear anything about my relationship with God. You know what I mean? Don't judge anything about my relationship. Don't judge anything about the way I'm living or any of that. I will seek the knowledge from God to show me what I need to be doing, how I need to be doing it, where I'm wrong, and where I need repair. I don't need to hear that from another human, right? I just don't believe I need to hear that from another human being. My relationship with God is mine, and He will guide me. He will guide me in the way in which He wants me to go. He will show me the road that He wants me to travel. He will give me correction. He will give me guidance. He'll give it to me in my sleep. He'll give it to me while I'm woke. He'll give it to me in prayer. He will give it to me. He will show me things through my child. He will show me things through my friends and family. I will get it because God lives inside of us. A lot of people think God lives inside the church. A lot of people think God lives inside the Bible. God lives inside of you as well. I can have church right here by myself. I can have a mean service with God. So that's why I'm to the point in my life where I want to keep God first. I'm keeping God first. I'm not perfect. I still sin and fall short. I'm still working on my cousin because I've been doing that for years. So that's been the thing. That's been the hardest thing, is to tame my tongue. And I don't mess around, with women. I've dealt with the same woman off and on for years. And I think I'm at the point in my life where that's going to stay off. And I'm hoping that I can get my queen soon. God keeps telling me that it's coming in December. It's coming in December. Like, be ready for December. Be ready for December. That's what He keeps telling me. So y'all keep that in mind. If you see something amazing happening in December, just know I told y'all. God told me December was coming. Yes, sir. But yeah, be careful if you choose to forgive somebody for cheating, because you're gonna go through something. You are truly gonna go through something. And I can be honest, I can honestly say that it's not the best option for most of us. It is not the best option for, I'm gonna say, 90% of us. There's gonna be a very small percentage of people that are able to deal with that type of situation and able to make it through that type of healing. Seriously. And I don't care if it's male or female. Sometimes when a person has chosen a different basketball court to shoot on, it's time for you to take your ball and go home. And that's all I had to say about that. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Peace.